context of this section is to make a trip from Beaufort West in the Western Cape to Pietermaritzburg in KZN to run the Comrades Marathon. The outcomes: you must be able to use national road maps, strip maps, street maps, and housing and complex maps. We're going to look at the various types of maps. So the first one shows a large area. And if there's a large area, you have very little detail. And from there, we go on to our strip map where we can see a town, and the area that we are covering is that much smaller. There's still very little detail. And from that town, we go into the town. Now we can see far more detail because it's a smaller area. And from the town, we can then go into a housing map, which is a very small area, and we can get all sorts of finer details from there, the house numbers, the roads, etc. We need to have a look at national road maps, and you will see that our national road maps are indicated by these pentagonal signs. So N stands for national, and that is road number 1. If we have a look at the map, the blue lines are indicated by the national roads. And if you have a look here, so for example, the N1 goes all the way from Cape Town right up to the border of Zimbabwe. If we have a look at the N2, that goes along the coast like this. It goes right into Swaziland, and that's where it ends. So that is the N2. Then we have a look at the N3. So the N3, let's just delete that. Oops, sorry. So the N3 will connect Durban to Johannesburg. That is the N3. So those are the national roads represented by the blue lines on the map. One thing I need you to take note of is always orientate yourself and make sure that north is facing upwards and not perhaps to the side when you have a different orientation. So check to see where north is. So if we have a look at these maps, there are various routes we can take. So if we plan from Cape Town to Durban, we could go along the N1 up to and through Bloemfontein, and then we could go onto the N5 and down to Durban. That is one route. We could also go along the coast like this up to Durban. You could do a route like this, but I don't understand why one would do it like that, but that's another option. And obviously it depends on what your objective is. Are you going sightseeing? Are you going to visit someone that takes you off the normal route that you would take? And the other thing is to determine the distance that you are going to be traveling. Right, and for that we have these distance charts. So for example, if I want to know what the distance between Johannesburg and Durban is, I'm going to look for Johannesburg over here. So these are Johannesburg distances, and I'm going to find Durban here. So the distance between Johannesburg and Durban, if I delete that, you'd be able to see a bit better, is 578 kilometers. I could also go this way. So I could go from Durban here, those are Durban distances, to all these places along here, and I could look for Johannesburg, and where the two intersect, that is the distance. And you will see that the distance, if I take either one of those, it is 578 kilometers.